I'm Drew Perry. I'm the Global Director of Information Security for Valvoline. Valvoline's a automotive lubricant company based out of Lexington, Kentucky, but we do business around the world. We have operations in over 128 countries and sell a lot of oil pretty much anywhere you can get it. So I started in just information technology almost 20 years ago. And I started in PC help desk support areas and began to move into more full information technology systems. And as my career grew and as I was exposed to more things, what I really realized is I liked helping people. I liked taking complex technology problems that everyday people encountered, and I liked helping them grasp and solve those problems. And as I moved more into information technology, I realized that my aptitude was around solving those problems that kept people safe. I would see people insecurely using email or putting passwords on a sticky note or sending information to the cloud that probably shouldn't be in the cloud. Of course, back then we didn't call it the cloud. And I realized that I could grasp those concepts and help people better answer those problems. My undergraduate degree is in telecommunications systems management from Murray State, which is an IT program that has opportunities to get exposure to a lot of different type of IT systems. So obviously I have a base education in information technology, but I also had specific courses in my education that were around how to secure a system, how to design secure systems, how to protect users on the internet and locally. And then in my career, I fortunately had opportunities as a help desk technician, as a IT administrator, to begin looking at not just the people and the systems that I were working with, but how to better secure those systems, how to prevent issues. And when I first started in my career, there wasn't really a job for cybersecurity professional. It was another thing that you did if you were an IT administrator. And so I got a job working with IT systems and then learned how to improve the security of those systems as part of administration. But as the global networks grew and as our reliance as a people grew on technology, the need for information security became a more direct goal and a more direct result. And so I applied for and moved into positions that were more and more security focused until eventually I became just a cybersecurity professional. One thing, I think cybersecurity is an amazing potential career field. I would definitely recommend, of course, I do it for a living. So I always recommend that young people evaluate cybersecurity as a career. One thing I'll say is it's not for everybody. It takes a specific kind of aptitude and ability to think in a way that not everybody does. I often tell people we have to think like the bad guys, and that's not always fun. But the challenges that it provides and the rewards that it has are really something that I enjoy and a lot of people in my field enjoy. So the thing I would say is, as a young person looking for education and exposure that might be interested in cybersecurity, start off by getting as much exposure as you can. Look at, what do I know about email? What do I know about Active Directory? What do I know about Linux? What do I know about core internet technologies or iPhones and iPads? Android communications for Google smartphones, everything that you can think of. Get as much exposure as you can and figure out what are the most interesting pieces and components to you. Because the cool thing about security is there's not just one kind of security. At Valvoline, I have 4 real major technology groups that work under me. I have a manager for each of these and a staff for each of those managers. That we have a cybersecurity incident response team. And those are the guys who they get the alerts, they get the notices, and they go out and do all the cool, like keys to the keyboard, wearing a hoodie type stuff. But then I also have a security architect, and his job is to make sure that we design the systems that protect and prevent bad guy attacks better than they would be if we didn't have him. So he's on the front end of protection. My incident response team is on the back end of protection. But I also have identity and access management. And those are the kind of people that their whole goal is to say, okay, Mike Ramage, Drew Perry, I know that you are you and I am me, right? I have a username and a password. I have multi-factor authentication so that when we have people that connect to our systems, we can validate you really are who you said you are, but also I only give you the amount of access that you need to do your job. So they design all the controls around who needs what and where do they get it from. And then I have a cool, it's really an interesting component called IT governance, risk, and compliance. We call it GRC. And that whole team is designed around taking all the things that everybody else did. So incident response, security architecture, identity and access management, or we call them IDAM, and making sure that those are integrated into the rest of the business and that we have ways to measure, are we doing it right? So people that request the ability to do something with their systems that might need security input, when we gave the input, did they do it the way we told them to do it? So there are so many different types of jobs. I've got software developers, I've got network technicians, I've got help desk personnel, email administrators, that my team is composed of people that didn't start out in security. They came from all walks of the IT life. And in fact, a lot of my team didn't even start out in IT. They were business and finance people, but their skill set around risk assessments and access controls merged into what helps us administer our security systems. Ethics and values are very important in information security. We have access to a lot more information than most of the business leaders in my company do. Now, if I wanted to, I could open up and read the email of every employee that I have in my company around the planet and all the customers that we send information to and from. If I wanted to, I could administratively unlock a system that gives everybody's paycheck out and make sure all those paychecks went into my own system. So making sure that the right people in information security understand the responsibility that an information security role has and understand the level of professionalism that you have to conduct yourself. You have to be able to say, I'm not somebody who's going to read somebody else's email. I'm not somebody who's going to snoop on what other people are doing. I'm not somebody who's going to make sure that I have, the best toys in the environment while everyone else is limited. It takes a special kind of person who's willing to say, my users and my business and my environment come first. The people and the processes and the technology are more important than me as an individual because I support that as a whole. And it's something that you can't ever break on, because that's one of those core tenets of you have to be the most trustworthy people in your entire organization.